Yes, so Zoom now
Ouch.
tells us that a recording
was
is
fun.
happening and sends us an alert, so have fun with that.
Fabulous.
So last time on the
curse of recording.
The curse of the Zoom recording confirmation. No, I think it's the curse of the abbot, actually.
Yeah. Do you guys want me to just recap? Oh, fucking crap. Hold on. Oops.
Oh no.
Language.
My bad.
Fucking
I moved my book and it minimized everything on my screen and I thought it all crashed and I got disconnected.
Ugh.
What a struggle. Do you guys want me to recap the stuff leading up to the abbot or the abbey and afterwards?
Stuff leading up.
I don't remember anything, so.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Alrighty. So I believe it started off when we were looking inside the cottage doors. Demetra was with her baby and she was sitting next to the midwife and Ilya, and Anna's rushing around the room. We break in and see Dimitri on the floor and he's bleeding out. Anna was collecting a bunch of materials and Ilya is holding a little silver knife and he makes a break for it. He's running to the north side of town and is shouting nonstop, and he kind of heads in the direction of the abbey. I caught up to him and tried to jump rope him to the ground, and I succeeded. And I tied him up and everything, and he's just laughing maniacally, and it's super creepy. You guys all catch up, and we kind of observe Ilya. Ramis notices that he seems to have the traits of someone with madness, and he thinks that the boy was brought back from the dead mad. And Ilya keeps saying he was going back to his father, his true father, and there are more things for him up there. We head up north to the abbey all together and past the blessed pool, which was all gross and murky. There's a light dusting of snow as we get to the top. And then once we get to the gates, two figures kind of stumbled forward and they were sitting on a pile of furs. Ramis kind of talks to them. One guard looks like they have donkey features with a wolf-like snout. And then the second one is covered in scales and looks like a lizard. And then they also have wolf-like features. Ramis kind of talks us in, says he has a gift for the abbot. And we end up going inside and kind of waiting for a bit. Zug hangs back and hides Ilya in the graveyard in a bush, I believe. One's gravestone catches his eye, engraved with the name Petranova. And it looks kind of different from the rest. And he notices like a little indentation in the gravestone. And Kane recognizes that the creatures are called mongrel folks, and they're humanoids who have gone through horrific magical transformation or are descendants of mongrel folks. And there's a possibility that they'll have powers. They can have any alignment as well. We know that they eat freshly dead things. Then the abbot kind of greets us with the female guard, and we kind of think that he's more handsome than we remember. We tell him we're there to see the scroll. We pass several guards with their backs to us, but they end up being scarecrows. We see several small stone buildings that are chained closed, and then we hear a super loud scream, and he tells us not to worry. Says screams are common with the mongrel folk, and then there is a mongrel folk chained in the middle of the courtyard, and they laugh after the scream, and it sounds like the laugh is similar to Ilya. The end.
So you guys are in the courtyard, which today I am planning on sharing a map with you. So I'm going to unlock the area that you guys are in. I will do my best attempt. Let's see if I can zoom in here. That is north. So yeah, this is pretty good. All right. I need it to be bigger, actually. Oh, big bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, nailed it. Listen, I'm all about that shortcut life. No, I don't want you to see that.
Uh-oh, I saw it.
What did you see?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna
Insider
do
knowledge.
I'm gonna do this on my own for a second before.
I'll look away.
Yeah, that actually would be very helpful. I appreciate that.
I don't know what.
Look away. Look away. Look away. Mhm. Yep. 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 That's good. You guys are just gonna have to sit there quietly while I do this.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. All right. We are nearly there, folks. Okay. 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 Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. My masterpiece is almost complete.
It's a big old hill.
Yes.
It's a big old hill.
I wish I had done this before, but unfortunately that was not an option. Okay. I think that's pretty good. So I think that is all pretty good. I can undo all of this and all of this. Yes. Beautiful. Look at that.
Inverse would have been faster.
Yeah, I
Can't
think you're
see
right.
Teasing.
I wish
But
I could look at
unfortunately, here we are.
Bless you.
Am I missing something? Are
We're
you
like
sharing
this.
your screen?
Okay, I'm sharing now. I was just initially undoing all the things in a way that was appropriate. Okay,
Ooh.
so here we are. Can you guys see this all right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's some black blotches though.
yeah, there are. So this here is actually the switchback road that you guys took up from the city to the entrance. This is the entrance here. I need an arrow. It's fine. I don't need to annotate. Annotating is stupid.
Oh, wow. We're like 400 feet above that baseline area.
You're like 700 feet above where the town is.
Uh-oh.
So basically, you guys walked up the switchback road. You walked in here. Otto, and Zyfrek were here, and they led you here. And Zug went around the corner here to ditch the body. And Zug also over here saw the grave that said Petronova. Cool. So Zug is hanging out over either in the graveyard, or if Zug wants to, he can kind of hang out just in this whole general area wherever you feel like hanging out. And you all have now entered into this area. And here are where those two scarecrows were posted that look like guards. And in here, you guys see there is a well. There are some iron posts that are over here. That is where the chained mongrel folk that you saw is hanging out. There are some chicken coops that are over on the sides. These are all chicken coops. There are some over here. These are troughs that are all rotten and moldy. And that is basically what you've seen so far. One of the scream that you heard came from inside one of these chicken coops, which the door is closed.
I don't think it was from a chicken.
We'll never know. So this is where you guys are. You are in the courtyard area. And I'm going to read the description of the courtyard one more time for you guys, just to sort of set the stage. You have been escorted into here by Otto and Zykrek, and now the abbot has come to meet you out here. So the thick fog that fills the courtyard swirls as if eager to escape. The courtyard is surrounded by a 15-foot high curtain wall on which stand several guards with their backs to you, or so it seemed at first. It's clear now that these guards are merely scarecrows. Wooden doors to the north and east lead to the abbey's 2 wings. So there's a wooden door here and a wooden door here. And these wooden doors lead to the abbey's 2 wings. The center of the courtyard is a stone well fitted with an iron winch to which a rope and bucket are attached. Along the perimeter, tucked into under the overhanging wall, are several stone sheds with padlocked wooden doors, as well as 3 shallow alcoves that contain wooden troughs. 2 wooden posts pounded into the rocky earth have iron rings bolted to them, and chained to one of them is a short humanoid with bat wings and spider mandibles. The quiet is shattered by horrible screams coming from the sheds. So that is where you guys are at, and the abbot says, "Pay no mind to the horrible screams. Follow me this way," and escorts you this direction.
I mean, he said horrible, not us, right?
And he's just walking that way, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Sure.
And he is expecting you to follow along.
Follow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Do it.
handsome.
He's very handsome.
Are there you said there are guards here?
They were scarecrows.
There were what looked like guards posted on the wall, but now that you are inside the courtyard, you can see that they are scarecrows.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can I wait a bit, and then as you guys are, I guess, going and following the abbot, can I slowly make my way to the gates?
Yes. So you look at you annotating on
Yeah,
my
are you
screen.
counter annotating?
He's annotating, yeah. Yeah, so you can wait a little while, and then if you want to go to the courtyard to chat with Otto or Zykrek or see what's going on, you can definitely do that.
Yeah, I'll wait like 5 to 10 minutes or something.
Okay. So the rest of you are escorted into, and I am going to zoom in here just a little bit. The rest of you are escorted into this area. And we will now need to make this much smaller. The rest of you are escorted into here by this big wooden door. The abbot opens the wooden door to reveal, and it's actually going to pretty much reveal everything in here, because right now it's just a single room. To reveal this room. And this room is a large hall. It's a 50-foot square room. And as you enter, gentle sounding music trickles down from above, played on a single stringed instrument by some unseen master. The ground floor is one large 50-foot square room with arched leaded glass windows. There's a cauldron sitting on an iron rack above a fire in the hearth that is directly across from where you entered, while above the fireplace mantle hangs a golden disc engraved with the symbol of the sun. In one corner, a wooden staircase climbs to the upper level. So that would be the corner to your left. And in another corner, a stone staircase descends into darkness. That would be the corner to your right. Several chairs surround a wooden table that stretches nearly the length of the room. Wooden dishware and gold candelabras are neatly arranged on the table, standing behind which is a young woman with alabaster skin, dressed in a torn and soiled red gown. Her auburn hair is neatly bundled so as not to touch her soft shoulders. She seems lost in her own thoughts. The abbot, escorting you in, walks into the room around the table and approaches the woman and gently takes her by the hand. You notice the abbot is wearing a painted wooden holy symbol that depicts the sun on a chain from his neck that looks very similar to the symbol above the hearth. He grabs her hand and he says, "Ah, Vasilka, my darling." And he says, "We have guests." Vasilka looks towards you all and she curtsies with the utmost grace. The abbot says, "Come, let us go upstairs. I think that my scroll is there."
Ramis will give a bow to Vasilka.
Yeah, let's follow her.
You bow.
Can I would, as I bow, I would look up and I just want to like see if I can't notice anything else about this. She's got a tattered dress, but her hair is neatly.
Yeah, her red dress is definitely dirty, soiled looking, but her hair and her skin and her posture are utterly impeccable.
What race
She
is
looks
she?
perfect. She's human as far as you can tell.
Rob's vampire.
She looks human,
So she what was she doing when we first came into the room?
standing there looking lost in her own thoughts.
Does she look, let's say, a vampiric shade of pale by any
Alabaster
chance?
is pretty pale.
Oh,
That's
vampires
true.
are
Huh?
not all pale.
I guess
Listen, we are in the
Ramis would-
21st century, so vampires can be all shades.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess so. The abbot turned to go up the stairs.
Yes, he is leading you towards the stairs and he is coming back around. So the abbot actually went around the table to greet Vasilka, who is here. And now he is coming this way back towards the staircase.
Okay.
You guys are all still here. So this is a big square room. It's like 50 feet. So you guys are like 30-ish feet away from Vasilka.
What did she say?
Nothing. She curtsied.
Oh,
I guess Ramis would say it's day, it's morning, it's day, it's afternoon.
I think we discussed this. I think it's like 1 or 2. Yeah. I don't remember what we discussed.
Good afternoon, my lady. And how were you two so lucky to meet? A beautiful couple.
The abbot lets out a charming chuckle. He says, "Alas, I am not able to claim Vasilka as my own." He says, "She is meant for another."
Ramis gives him a questioning glance. Go on.
And he looks over towards Ramis and he puts his hand on his chin and he strokes his perfect chiseled chin. And he says, "I wonder." And he looks back towards Vasilka and he looks back towards you. And he says, "Yes, Yes, maybe. Maybe there was a much better deal here to be arranged. And he says, have a seat. And he asks you, guest, to sit down at the table across from him and Basilka.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a seat.
Remus will take a seat.
Pull out a chair. How do these chairs look, by the way? Do they look a little well used, or perhaps not so much?
They look well used. They look like not well used, like they're not torn, but they look like they get used. Yeah, they look like what you would expect when you go to a regular human's house.
Okay.
These chairs are definitely in use, but they're not tattered. He sits down at the table and he says to you, it has been an interesting experience that I have had in Barovia. Unfortunately, I believe that there is but only one way for the residents here to be free in the way that they once were. He lets out a sigh. When I first came to Barovia, I came here to reopen the Abbey of Saint Markovia after hearing of her passing. I put much effort into the land and this village in particular. I hoped to bring some much needed light to the world of Barovia. For some time, my efforts seemed to work. Eventually, I was visited by a very sick family called the Bellevues. They were very sickly and they were inbred. They came to me seeking salvation. I was able to rid them of their diseases, an act for which they were very grateful to me. But I could not cure them of certain defects that I believe to have been there since birth. I wanted to cure their lingering imperfections. However, they seemed to have ideas about what they wanted and what were actually imperfections. They did not wish to be ordinary humans. They wished to have the eyes of a cat, to fly like a bat, the strength of a mule, the guile of a snake, the speed of a tiger. I took pity on them. I yielded to some of their desires. Alas, many of my experiments, my early experiments, proved to be fatal. I vowed I would keep trying. They asked me to keep trying. Eventually, I was visited by a man who I knew immediately when he came here. I knew this man to be evil. But he told me that he was a baron. He told me that he wanted to help. And he told me that he knew a forbidden lore that he had gathered from the Amber Temple. He was not wrong about that. He did know of this lore, and he did share it with me. And this knowledge helped me achieve my final goal, to what you see here today. The Bellevues that inhabit this abbey, transformed into mongrel folk. They are happy. They tell me they are happy. I take pity on them, but I believe that they are happy. Perhaps untrustworthy, perhaps somewhat insane, but happy. After the deed was done, this man, this evil man, revealed his true self. It was none other than Strahd himself. Strahd had tricked me. He had tricked me into doing his work. And I now know that any attempt to slay Strahd is futile. It's futile, believe me. The ancient curse upon this land means that Strahd can never truly die. At least not in Barovia. Strahd did confide in me. He told me of his curse. He told me that he wished for nothing more than to escape Barovia. I do not know if this is true or not, but if it is true, well, I might be able to help. I set upon myself the goal to find some sort of cure to Strahd's loneliness, sadness, madness, and curse. I believe that the cure lies in reuniting Strahd with his lost love. I have recently completed work. And now that you are all sitting at the table, and you are across the table within 5 feet of Vasilka, upon examining Vasilka, you can see that in her perfectly powdered skin, there are seams. Stitched seams. The abbot continues. She is the answer. I have been teaching her etiquette lessons. She will be ready soon to present to Strahd. She needs one final thing. If she is to be the bride of Strahd, she needs a gown. Perhaps if you could find a gown for Vasilka, there are no tailors in this town. I could exchange this for the scroll that you desire.
I know where we're going.
He is being totally open with you and trusting.
Yeah, I think I would like to roll an insight check.
You sense no hints of deception.
Does
With a
anybody else-
6.
Does anybody else want to roll insight?
Wait, how didn't he say he was here when Strahd got here or something like that?
Do you want me to read my monologue again?
No,
No,
but
he didn't say he got here when Strahd got here. He said that he came when Saint Markova passed.
I don't know.
The abbey, you are in the Abbey of Saint Markovia. It's Markovia. Saint Markovia.
Mhm.
And she passed, and when he heard of her passing, he came to conduct the affairs of her abbey.
Mhm.
So by the time that he had arrived here, this was long after Strahd's curse.
I think, yeah. Vermees will look at him and say, what makes you think Strahd would accept this gift, looking at this stitched woman thing?
Yeah.
The abbot says, he confided in me. His malady. I know that he wishes to escape Barovia, and I believe that this is the cure for the curse.
The whatever this is the
You
cure?
have told us that to lift his curse, you need to restore his original love. She is not that.
Not yet, but with proper trading and proper attire, she can be.
From what we can tell, it is not a body that Strahd loves, but a soul. How do you plan to solve that problem with this?
He furrows his brow towards you, and he says, Strahd is not as clever as he believes himself to be. Strahd has loved more than once. Vasilka is perfect.
Well, I must say I admire your ambition to solve the Strahd problem here in Barovia. Though I can't say I am too confident in your methods, I admire the ambition, yes.
He says, she has been taught many of the finer points of etiquette already. I intend to teach her how to dance. She obeys all of my commands. There is nothing not to love.
I think Vermees will stand up and say, show me. If I can find something charming about her, perhaps I would believe Strahd could too.
The abbot seems to take offense to this.
Can I roll persuasion on the thing I just said?
I mean, you don't really have to persuade him to do it. You have to persuade him that what you are saying is not offensive.
I'm charismatic. I can roll charisma on that.
Yeah, we can see how he takes it if you roll.
Just base charisma.
Yeah, we can
Or-
add charisma, your charisma modifier to your roll. And I'm setting a DC in my mind.
23.
It's really good.
I say it nicely.
Yeah, your tone is understood. The abbot says, very well. And he rises and he grabs Vasilka's hand, and Vasilka puts her hand into the abbot's hand in perfect form, like an angel. And she stands. And he demonstrates a waltzing lesson with Vasilka. He has taught her the basics of how to waltz. And she does pretty good. Not amazing. She missteps here and there. But it's looking pretty good. It is impressive for someone who you have all deemed does not have a soul.
We didn't say that about Pazuka.
Cain
Yeah,
said
we said that about Ilya, didn't we?
Cain said that about Vasilka.
No, I said that it wasn't the same soul as the one who's been
That Strahd
reincarnated.
is in love with a
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah.
Ramis will stand and approach the dancing couple and hold out his hand to Vasilka and look at the abbot and say, "May I?"
The abbot says, absolutely. And Vasilka greets you with a smile. And her smile is impeccable.
My lady. Ramis will start to lead. a
How good is
dance.
Ramisa dancing?
Oh, amazing at dancing. Look at his performance.
Performance roll. How good do you dance? Show us.
No, well, I have to tell you what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay.
Ramis will start with some basic steps, but then add some flair to see if Vasilka can
Keep up.
keep up, but also improvise. That's a 23.
Ooh. All right, so your performance is fantastic. You dance with the grace of a saint.
Is that good dancing?
Yeah. Yes,
Oh.
it's very graceful. And Vasilka dances alongside you, but does struggle to keep up with the improvisations.
I think Ramis will stop dancing as soon as she starts to falter and look her in the eyes and lay some poetry upon her. Vasilka, your skin is as fair as the sands of my homeland. If only I could take you there, I would. But alas, we are stuck here together. Tell me, when you look into my eyes, what do you see? And I widen my weird fucking ASMR eyes.
She looks into your eyes and she cocks her head. She lets out a long breath. And she looks confused but enamored. She says nothing.
Ramis will drop her hand and turn towards the abbot and cluck a little bit. I do not think Strahd could fall in love with her. I mean no offense. But I also do not believe he is as simple as you do.
The abbot says, tell me, Asimar, have you met Strahd?
Why is my race relevant to the point you are making?
He gently places his hands in front of him. And he says, I understand that Asmars are near to divine and celestial.
Yes, this is true.
He says, I also understand that to you and to I, Vasilka is a vessel. But Strahd's loneliness, the corruption that he has endured, he has isolated himself from everyone and everything. The woman that he once loved is gone. And she is gone in one of the most horrific ways imaginable. I believe Strahd will hang on to anything at this point.
Abbot, I have witnessed you be wrong before. And I may not have met Strahd, but I believe I've met the woman he loves. Why are you so confident?
He says, I am confident because I have seen Strahd. I know what he is capable of, and I know that it is impossible to destroy him. I have realized this. If it is impossible to destroy him, what other options are there?
Entrust us with the scroll. We have another way.
Bring me a gown, and I will entrust you with the scroll. What harm could it do to have two methods at work at once?
We may actually know of a gown. Rummies, I don't see why it wouldn't be of value to exchange services with the abbot here.
When he's face to face with the abbot, his eyes will start to twitch a little bit and he'll back away.
The abbot says, if you would like, I would be happy to earn some of your trust. I have explained to you my case and what I believe. I would be happy to give you a tour of my abbey, if that would help you.
Can't say no to a tour, can we?
Rumius looks at Kane.
What's your Kane and Sindra thing?
I don't think we can turn that down.
Look, this guy is clearly more than he's letting on, and he might be a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but I don't think he's like bad. Sounds like he's trying to do like good by Barovia.
In the worst way.
Remember when he resurrected the kid who killed?
Well, that
Or-
might be a good
or question.
conversation to have with him.
That's true. You could
Did
ask
we
him
have
about
that
the-
conversation with him? Also, we didn't hear Vislika speak at all, right?
No,
Okay.
she didn't say anything.
I would be interested in a tour. I do have another question for. Do we know this guy's name? This is just Abbott.
You know him as Abbott.
I am curious. Do you have a name other than a title?
He says, those who know me and those who do not call me the Abbot. You may also call me this.
Yeah, very well. It's a fine. No too many other abbots with which to create confusion, I suppose. Though I have another
Anyway.
question.
Mhm.
There was a boy in the town here who was brought back from the dead, though he came back different. What could you tell us about that?
He says, yes, I am the healing type, as you can see. One of the tools that is in my arsenal of healing is to raise the dead. Those who have been recently deceased may have their soul rejoined with their body and may return to life. You tell me that the boy returned to life and he did what exactly?
He immediately began to enjoy murder by the looks of things.
The abbot sighs. And he looks down and he says, might you have brought the boy with you?
We turned him in, didn't we? We like caught him and turned him in.
No.
Hiding in a bush.
Zug is hiding
Zug
him
is
outside.
Zug
Oh, that's right. He's knocked out or
Unconscious.
tied up.
Doug punched him in the face a few times.
That's right.
He's
That's right.
unconscious, tied up in a bush outside.
Actually, we incapacitated him, and yes, he is not far from here. We were concerned for the safety of the villagers, and not sure if simply killing him was a proper solution to the problem.
He says, oh, I am glad that you did not kill him. He says, might we go see him so I can heal his problem?
Well, before we do such a thing, you must admit, your hand in this has created him in the first place. Could you perhaps give us some insight as to what you believe has happened to him?
He says, unfortunately, sometimes raised dead can afflict the target with madness. And with the trials and tribulations that I have been through, with the knowledge that has been bestowed upon me, and with my dealings with the mongrel folk day to day, it is possible that when he arose, he was afflicted with certain madness.
How many times have you done this with that result?
Throughout my workings here, unfortunately, more times than I wish. But it is a scroll of restoration that you seek, is it not?
It is, though we have many goals and must consider the actions we leave in our wake.
He says, it is a similar spell that I can perform that will cure this young boy of his madness.
Is that right?
Indeed. That is how I create my scrolls.
Does Kane know enough about magic to determine if there's a chance that he is right in
Mhm. Yeah, you definitely know enough to, so even if you're not a high enough caster to be able to perform things, you know of them and you know what they can do. And with your age and knowledge and studies, this would be information that would be readily available to you. So I will let you to roll Knowledge Arcana to see what you can discern about that.
Okay. Arcana. Why won't it let me click it?
Don't I?
No, we're letting him walk away.
Okay, well, I don't have the ability to roll dice.
Do you have a physical dice?
No, not in front of me. Hold on a second. Let me try logging out and logging back in.
He rolls so well. I'm gonna take
That's true, he does roll well.
I'm gonna roll on him.
Yeah, did you turn off the ability to roll dice?
No,
Can anybody else?
he just
roll
did
dice?
it earlier. He just did it a second
I've
ago.
rolled twice already.
Can you just roll a d20 and
Oh,
add
man.
7 for me?
There you go.
I'm gonna do it.
27. There you go.
Really?
Oh
Thanks.
shit!
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
That's good step in there,
Boom.
Doug.
Kane knows stuff. I'm
And
gonna
he's
say
like,
that.
okay.
I'm gonna say
The
that
answer
Kane
is
was my
yes.
inspiration.
So what you do know about what he's told you is that this is true. That the greater restoration is a healing spell that can cure madness. However, You also have knowledge of Ray's dead, as does Syndra, because you guys rolled well on that earlier when the ritual was being performed. And you knew that it required reagents that he did not need to cast. And you also know, you do not know, this is unclear to you, if Ray's dead, if there is a side effect of Ray's dead that is madness. This is not like obvious or intuitive knowledge to you. So he's telling you that this has happened, but you are really not aware of that being part of Ray's dead, if it is. Like there's nowhere in the spell book that says, P.S. side effects can include madness.
So
Okay.
something else is going on with it.
Well,
So it's like it's not something that Kane knows is a normal thing to have.
You don't know
occur.
whether or not it's normal or unnormal, but like you have not personally like read or seen or made a connection that says that that spell would inflict someone with madness.
Hmm.
I think
Ah,
Ramis is frustrated with the abbot and will interject slightly rudely
Whew.
to Kane, negotiating with him, and say, Abbot, you knew this was a possibility, yet you walked away immediately after raising the boy. You have been wanton with your power. And it has led to the death of the lineage that you were trying to protect. I do not see why we should bring you to this boy if you will not help us. We will bring you to him if you give us the scroll.
You do not wish for me to cure this boy of his madness.
You said yourself that you wish to. Or was that a lie?
I do wish to.
Very
If
well.
you bring me to him.
We can help you if you help us. We have the same goals.
He stops to ponder for a moment what you're saying.
The burgomaster is dead.
He says, we do have the same goals. My goal is to heal and to help.
You have left a fractured family since we came here. That is all we have witnessed.
And I am telling you now that I will help restore that.
You will resurrect the father as well.
I could do this. I think it'd be best for me to cure the boy, speak with his mother, and decide what should be done. I think it is their choice, not mine.
Ramis, that seems reasonable, does it not?
He has no remorse. I'm confused by this.
He furrows his brow at you and he says, I took us to be alike. It seems as though you have nothing but hostility for me. I do not feel that this is deserved.
You claim to be the victim, yet you do not see that the family is truly the victim here. You have been alone in this abbey for too long. Where is your humanity?
He looks towards the other two to see if they are in agreement. He is confused by what Ramis is telling him. In his mind, and actually he's going to say, I sought to restore the lineage of a family that was very important to this town. Is that not humanity?
And look what has happened.
This was not my intention, and I intend to cure it.
And what of these mongrel folk you have here at the Abbey? Have you not cured them in all this time?
He says, as I mentioned before, they do not wish to be cured. They are happy and content this way.
And would you say perhaps we bring you to Ilya, and in his state he says, I choose to remain this way, or denies your service? Would you feel that that is fair?
Physical and mental ailments are different from one another.
Yet they are not always separate.
Not always. The young boy is suffering from a mental ailment, and my touch can cure him of it.
Ramis, I don't know what else we could do for the boy. It is beyond my ability.
It's also beyond yours.
Is that what the abbot's supposed to mean?
No, I'm just reminding you.
I don't know.
Oh, look at her cute face.
Did we roll insight on Saint Markovia before? Do we know what she stood for?
She was a priestess of the Morning Lord.
Which we rolled, but I don't remember.
I don't think you rolled anything, but the Morning Lord is the divine being that this temple is dedicated to, and was also the man with the outstretched hands that was in the gazebo down below at the base of the abbey. That was the Morning Lord. It was his depiction. That was the shrine of the Morning Lord.
But we don't know what he's the god of besides like
Sunlight, yeah. So basically what you've heard for the most part about the Morning Lord is everything that you've seen has been like Eastern facing and has been all about sun. Sun, morning, sunrise, all those
Yeah.
kinds of themes are what you've heard. Did you kick her out of her spot?
he did.
Yeah, he did. He jumped up and he batted her, and then she was
Yeah.
like, I'm out of here.
It's true.
He's
He
like,
was such a bully right there.
this is nice and warm.
I mean, she deserves it.
Oh,
Oh, she did.
She looks back at him. What a jerk.
Um,
No.
yeah, okay. Ramis will stand down and he'll say, just I have nothing further to say.
We can oversee this attempt at relieving Ilya of his madness, as you say.
Are you guys gonna take the tour?
We'll take a tour. We got things we got to do.
yeah.
Josh just wants to take the tour while he is tied up
Is
outside.
Josh like creeping back to the gates yet?
At this point,
at
you've
the
definitely
gate.
been chatting for over 5 minutes. So maybe we should pan over to
Sure.
Zug's conversation. Or Zug's
Infiltration.
I've
Zug's
just been
solo
hanging,
adventure.
I've just been hanging at the gates, noticing that they don't have actual guards. I haven't gone inside the courtyard. I've just kind of been observing like the dudes wandering around the mongrels. So,
So the abbot will suggest to you to lead him to Ilya, and he will follow you.
Give me a look.
Ew.
She licked my nose.
That was some deep licking.
So sweet. You don't think it's sweet?
Ah.
I think it's sweet. Lead the way.
Well, he's supposed to give us a tour first.
You want a tour first?
do the tour first.
Okay.
I don't know, Zug might, find some shit while we're getting the tour. No? I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Meh. Whatever.
I feel like we'll find something horrifying if we go on this tour. So maybe we just give him the kid
Wait,
and
but
see it.
Maybe going on the tour will help us inform whether or not we want to bring him to the kid. How's that?
that's what I was thinking. Because if we
Okay.
find something horrible on the
Mhm.
tour, then we'd be like, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds fine. Yeah, okay.
I'm down with that.
We will bring you the boy, but first may we continue to observe the abbey.
The abbot seems a little perplexed at this insinuation that you should go on a lavish tour.
Well, he's projecting the lavish part. He offered.
Instead of curing a poor kid of his madness.
Oh, he has a heart now?
No, this is the DM. This is the DM's projection. The abbot says, very well then. I will show you what has been done here at the abbey. All right, so he will say, he will lead you up the stairs. So up this way. He says, please follow. And he goes up the stairs to
Oh no.
what? Oh no.
The two.
Oh, sorry, I'm just swapping things. To here.
I thought you were just gonna erase Abby to Abby.
It's the Abbey of Saint Markovia. Yes.
Oh, now
and
Cheddar's being
you-
nice.
I know, what's going on?
What the
Huh?
heck? Cheddar's being nice.
Do you have like catnip in your pockets or something?
Yep.
Is that what he does? Just convince me that my cats like him? To here, to this room.
Bless you.
Oh,
Bless you.
Bless you. Bless you.
thank you. To this area, and you walk up, and you can hear the soft tones. The wooden stairs climb 20 feet to a loft with a pitched roof and a door in the center of the south wall.
And I'm sorry, I noticed on the other map too, there are dotted lines around things. Are we supposed to? You know what that is?
The dotted lines, not really. I don't think you're supposed to know
Oh.
what that means. I don't know if you're supposed to know what that means. So let's just keep going and we'll see if it reveals itself to
I
you.
look for a trap door in the center.
I do think you are supposed to know what this means. This is a player version of the map, so
Okay.
you are supposed to know what that is. I think it's highlighting something that's going to be described here.
Gotcha.
I know what it is, but I'm not sure that it's going to describe it in the description here. So I'm gonna read it. All right. Unlit lanterns hang from the rafters, and a rope dangles from a bronze bell lodged in the belfry 30 feet overhead. It's the rope. That's the
Gotcha.
rope.
Oh,
Yeah. The room is filled with the sound of beautiful music, a melody so enchanting that it adds a bit of much needed warmth to an otherwise freezing room. A black shroud covers a humanoid shape lying on a wooden table. The music does nothing to stir it. A cot heaped with furs rests in the northeastern corner, surrounded by empty wine bottles. An oil lamp burns atop a table nearby, silhouetting a squat creature that has 2 heads. It sits on the edge of the cot with a viol between its legs.
Hmm.
with a crustacean claw-like appendage. It grasps the neck of the instrument while running a bow gently across its strings with its human hand. I do have a photo of this creature.
Please.
Let's see it.
Oh no.
Oh goodness. And my goodness. My goodness indeed. Oh. Oh. Actually, I guess instead of sending it out, I can just put it up on the screen.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right
It's
then.
got like a baby head attached.
Oh
to it.
damn.
Oh,
Oh man, this is some Goonies vibes, but like way darker.
yeah.
Is that a pincer?
Okay. Okay.
Yes, he has a crustacean claw-like appendage. And he
Alright.
holds that. He holds the neck of the veal with his claw. And then he's playing it with his human hand with a bow.
Well, it looks like the baby attachment's happy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Upon observation, it appears as though he is drunk.
Oh.
I used to respect him.
There are bottles of purple grape mash strewn about the floor. Empty bottles. His right head is fully formed. And he kind of looks goat-like, a little goat-like. His goat appendages, patchy hair. The left head is about half normal size and has a soft cherubic face that is partly covered in crocodilian hide. He also has a left hand that is a claw and a right foot that looks like a bear's paw. Yep.
This guy is he's all over the place.
Mhm.
But he's been playing really well this whole time.
Oh yeah, beautifully.
Gotta respect the talent.
Yep.
Yeah. So the abbot leads you into this room, which we'll go back to the room. And this is what you see. And the abbot says, Cloven, beautifully strung and beautifully played as always. And he says to the rest of the group, I'd like to introduce you to Cloven Bellevue. He is my faithful martinet. He says, he provides beautiful musical performances for all of us here in the Abbey. And the abbot walks over to the table that is the table that is covered in a black shroud that has a humanoid shape lying underneath it. The abbot says to you all, these are pieces that I did not use in the creation of Vasilka. And he just leaves it at that.
I'm just gonna smile and nod while he's talking.
You're not going to go over there and look underneath?
Will he take offense to it? I don't think I really need to see a bunch of limbs. I'm probably okay
Only one way to find out if he'll be.
right now.
Go out on a limb and look.
Boy.
You actually, ooh, I have something fun here. Can I get a will save from each of you with your highest modifier?
What?
With our
Even me?
highest modifier?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Whichever you would, whatever you use for will saves, so like you would be charisma for will saves, roll a will save with whatever modifier you would use for a will save normally.
Even me?
Yes. Oh, no, sorry, not you. You're not there. So Kane, Sindra, and
Mhm.
Ramis.
Okay.
Roll a will save with your highest modifier.
Sorry, I was just looking to see if I could find my dice. They're probably buried somewhere.
Well, we have a 20 side. Well, I guess Doug can roll for you.
Yeah.
18.
Thanks, buddy.
18.
Mhm.
Ooh. 9.
Ooh, 9.
You want me to just roll what I have and
Just
add your
roll a
modifier?
d20. Just roll a d20.
4.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
This is a will save?
Will
All
save with
do.
your normal spell casting, like will save modifier.
Let's see. Passive wisdom, passive int, passive wisdom. Oh, here we go. My will save. Is that just a wisdom?
It's on the saving throws. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
add
yeah.
a modifier.
So plus
Saving
5.
throw.
So 9.
No.
Ooh, 9 and 9.
Plus
Great.
5 is good.
So Kane and Sindra both feel compelled to go over and look at what is under the shroud.
Great.
Compelled?
You
There
are
you go.
compelled.
You're just so
All
curious.
right, going in. Wait,
Alright.
am I wise enough to be like ready for some shit? Like,
There's just something compelling.
am
you
I
to
just
go
like,
over there.
I gotta look now.
Can I
Actually,
just can I do it with a sleight of hand so that I'm sneaky about it?
So that nobody else can see you doing it in the middle
Yeah, I
of the
mean, you're
room.
still you. It's just you're just being compelled.
Okay, I want to do it.
You
in
can
a
also
sneaky
try to
fashion.
resist the compelled, but you do
No, I'd
feel
look.
compelled.
No,
I'd
she
look.
wants to check it out.
I want to see if he's using human parts or if they are fabricated. So
Jesus Christ.
what?
So Sindra walks over to the table. Does Kane also go to walk over to the table, or is Kane just
I mean,
like
I'm not gonna fight the die roll. That was a
You're
9.
gonna
You
not
just
try
said I
to
feel
fight.
compelled. So yeah.
your compelledness?
Well, I mean, I like the idea that the dice are more or less making the decision here.
So you both feel compelled.
Mhm.
And here's the thing, like a compelled feeling, kind of a will, is usually not something that you could be harmed by, right? It's like with suggestion, you know how like when you roll, when you try to suggest something or compel someone to do something, if it's something that would actively harm them, they're usually broken out of it. So this will does not make you feel like you are in danger.
If I
It's
said
just-
no, I'd be metagaming. I'm going in.
So you walk over and Sindra reveals the shroud curiously, and you both look down at the shroud, at what lies underneath. And beneath the shroud, there is a creature made of stitched together body parts that look human. You recognize some of the body parts as your own.
Wait, what?
They look like your body parts.
What the
That is
fuck?
your leg.
How bonkers am I right now? Because
That
I
is
look
Kane's
at my
torso.
own leg. I look at my own legs. I look over at the pile. I look back at my legs. I look over at Sindra.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
It would seem to be that way.
What is the abbot doing while they're looking at the?
How the hell do I recognize my own leg in a pile of legs? Like, I don't think I could recognize.
Not a pile of legs.
It's just a body.
A body
Oh, it's just a body.
that has 2 legs and 2 arms and a torso and a head.
But how would I recognize my own leg? That's
Do you not know what your leg looks like?
if it was
No.
attached to another body. I don't think I'd be like, wait a second. That's
I
my leg.
recognize those hair patterns.
Well, lucky for you, Kane has more recognition than Nate does.
I guess.
Can Can we see the face?
Yes.
It's my
does it
face.
Look like anybody we know? Is it Ramis?
It's Zug's face.
No, it's actually faceless. It's just blank.
But it,
Like
I
no
that.
eye
What?
holes
It
or
has a
anything.
head.
That's terrifying.
It has the shape of a head with a face, but no actual face appendages.
I
All right.
don't like
Yep.
that.
Is
Okay.
the abbot in here?
Yes.
What on earth is this atrocity? And why does it have my leg?
Actually, it has your torso.
Whatever.
And it has Syndra's legs.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Sounds
I mean,
hot.
all right.
Reese is interested.
The abbot comes closer and stands next to the table with you and looks down. And he touches each of your arms. He reaches out to each of you on either side of the table and touches your arms. And when you look down, your eyes play tricks. For what truly lies atop the table are chopped up body parts, all of them taken from cold, gray, lifeless women. All of them waiting to be stitched together into something hard.
Where did all of these parts come from?
Yeah. That's what I want to know.
And the abbot says, I sometimes at night send Otto down to the town. He goes anyways, and sometimes I ask him to bring me back certain parts or pieces.
Hmm.
And he says, I believe Strahd's will is playing tricks on your mind.
Well, it could be Strahd or it could be you, I suppose. I don't know what motivation Strahd would have for tinkering with my perception here.
This is not the first time that this has happened. Sindra has seen this, and so has Cain. Sindra recalls when you first came to Barovia, her looking into a dark puddle out of the caravan and seeing an old, decayed version of herself.
Mm-hmm.
Cain recalls when at a crossroads with gallows, seeing a hung version of himself.
That's true.
This is not the first time that you have noticed this in the land of Barovia, your eyes deceiving you and seeing yourself in a form that you do not recognize.
Well, it would appear that perhaps you aren't necessarily involved.
The abbot chuckles and he says, if I were in possession of that kind of willpower, I might not need to be doing what I am doing.
I think Ramis, out of curiosity, will be like, what have you seen? Looking at Cain and Syndra,
He has no idea.
and say, like, and how would you know what they have seen of it?
The abbot will let you answer his question first.
Wait, what?
Well, literally, Cain out loud just said, why does it have my legs? So the abbot is assuming that they saw themselves.
So implying the abbot has these visions as well?
Maybe. Or that he just understands that deception is Strahd's forte.
I'll let him answer that, the
Yeah.
abbot.
Well, I'm trying to let them answer first about what they saw.
We're seeing tricks, illusions, tomfoolery.
And the abbot nods and he says, yes, deception is Strahd's strong suit. He deceived me as well.
I see a pile of dismembered bodies. Is that a deception, or should I take comfort in this sight, Abbot?
He says, there is no comfort to be had in this sight, but I have done what is necessary.
And
No harm was caused.
were the families aware or willing?
They were not. It is for their greater good, for all of ours.
Decided by you or the gods?
Decided by me, but guided by the Morning Lord, as are all of my decisions. So far.
All right, so comfy. Cheddar's laying on me. Legs are stretched out.
Yeah. Good. She is being so sweet. Look at this. Aw. Says there's much more to be shown.
Cool.
He says,
Great.
thank you, Cloven, for providing us with these beautiful medleys. And he nods. And Cloven stutters back. You are very welcome, Abbot. And he goes back to playing his music gracefully. The abbot leads you back down the stairs.
Does Ramiz recognize the tune? Is there anything familiar?
No. Based off of what Cloven has to access and his lifespan here, I would say that there wouldn't be any overlap in what you two know. I think. That's what I'm going with. But it does sound very lovely, even to a trained ear. You guys head down the stairs, and he says, do you care to see the cellar? Zug is not here.
Well, at this point, I can't see how it could get much more terrifying.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, you want to see the cellar, right?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
In for a penny.
All right. He leads you down the stairs, across the way. And you are led to this room. Whoop.
Oh my god, does he have wine? Yes.
The stone steps descend 20 feet to a cellar that contains 10 barrels of wine and an L-shaped wooden rack packed with full wine bottles.
Oh, damn.
Quite
The
a
barrels-
selection.
The barrels, you cannot tell whether or not they have wine, but the barrels on the east wall are emblazoned with the name The Wizard of Wines, Purple Grape Mash #3.
Oh.
The barrels against the south wall of the cellar are emblazoned with The Wizard of Wines, Red Dragon Crush.
Ooh.
Oh, dang.
That's the good stuff.
There are many wine bottles, approximately 24 bottles of wine that are in the L-shaped racks.
Sounds like a job for Kane and Ramis in visibility later tonight.
Quite a collection you have here, Abbott.
Mm-hmm. He says, indeed.
Are you much of a wine connoisseur?
Now and then, but not so much as my main minstrel cloven.
Oh. Well, this is quite lovely. Thank you for showing us.
Yes, you're quite welcome. And perhaps this evening, should you care to stay for dinner, we will enjoy some of the finer wine.
Oh, that sounds quite lovely. Yes.
Oh, also, I'm very off in my numbers because it does actually tell me there's closer to 60 bottles of wine.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like 55 to 60.
He's
yeah.
got more than the damn tavern.
Yeah, he actually does. Yes, indeed. So he leads you back up the stairs. And he says, let us travel across to the other wing. And he leads you back out into the courtyard. You walk past the Vasilka stays, by the way. You walk past the well in the center of the courtyard and past the iron posts that are holding the winged, mandibled mongrel folk.
I want to interject right here. Can I notice that they're now finally moving across the courtyard?
Yeah, you could probably hear them shuffling and scuttling and or talking if you aren't like in the courtyard
I'm
yourself.
not in the courtyard. I'm still outside, like just looking out or in between like the gates.
Yeah, you could probably you would notice.
Yeah, can I catch the attention of one of them, like somebody?
One of them?
One of
You
you,
can catch the attention of
doing-
all of us by yelling.
By doing
like psst, 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 caw.
caw. Does anyone hear Zug's cawing?
I'll roll
I don't know.
perception.
The abbot
15.
most certainly hears your cawing with a passive perception well above the range of any of you.
No fucking shit.
The abbot looks towards the group and he says, I believe your friend is outside.
Yeah, he's not the smartest of us.
Harsh.
Said.
The abbot takes note of this and is displeased that you have thrown him under the bus.
No.
How could you? And the abbot replies, I house creatures of all levels of intelligence and social capabilities. Many of them have
Now who's throwing him out of the
many of them have much to offer. He doesn't know anything about Zug. He's going with what you told him.
Zug is a capable companion. If you do not mind, could you let him in?
He says, I believe that the gates are open.
There's literally nothing preventing
He
him.
might be waiting for an invitation from you, Abbot.
Well, he is surely invited in. And he walks over to the courtyard and he pushes the wooden door open. And
I'm
he
just
says-
gonna like stand there awkwardly looking at him and then look at the guy.
And he says, do you care to join us for the tour?
While this is
Yeah.
happening, can Ramis walk over to the spider bat?
Mhm.
Okay, sorry. No, continue.
Yes, I would love to join you on a tour.
He says, come. And he invites you in to join.
Did he not notice the knocked out Ilya?
Ilya's stashed in a bush around the corner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like way around the corner.
Yeah.
Where's Kane? Are you here?
I'm with the group.
No, I mean mentally.
So while the abbot is having this,
Ilya's like over here.
yeah, while the abbot is having this exchange with Zug, can I have reached the? Will I have been able to reach the
Yes.
shackled?
Yes. The creature chained to the post flaps its leathery wings and takes to the air, but does not get too far before its chains go taut. He flutters around madly, screaming nonsense.
I'm just like observing him. So he was reacting to me approaching.
Yes, he appears to be skittish and afraid of you.
Is yelling nonsense.
Mhm.
Like, is it like words that don't make sense or just like noises?
A little bit of both. Would you like me to describe him?
Yes, I would love a picture if you have it.
I don't have a picture.
Oh,
Darn it.
I only have pictures of some. I could draw a picture, but it probably wouldn't be
Yes.
very good. All right. Mishka stands about 4 feet 5 inches tall and has a very hunched posture. He has long, stringy black hair that hides some of his face. But clearly visible are spider mandibles and teeth that replace his human mouth. He has the arms and wings of a bat, as well as a cloven hoof in place of his right foot. That's it.
ugh.
Hmm.
Hot. I think Ramis will turn towards the abbot, who surely has noticed the reaction of Mishka.
Hmm.
And we'll ask him, and what ails this one? He does not seem happy.
The abbot approaches Mishka, and Mishka does not appear frightened of the abbot. Mishka says, or the abbot says, yes, he suffers from ailments that many of the others do. He believes that he is under siege. Unfortunately, he must be kept chained to his shackles, for, as you can see, he possesses the ability to fly, and I do not wish for him to be unleashed upon the human world.
For fear of what?
For fear of anything, really. You could imagine what kind of chaos this would sow, should it be in the human world. I keep him here for his protection and for the protection of others. And he continues to look very skittish, but he descends back towards the ground and is not flying anymore. So the abbot continues to lead you past Mishka and into the second wing. So you are led into a hallway that opens into a small room. Let's see what I can do here. I'm gonna go with this, actually. This is fine. Yeah, we're gonna go with this. So you're led into this area. This room used to be an office, as evidenced by the remains of a desk and a chair, both of which have been smashed to pieces. A hallway south leads to a staircase that goes upstairs. A dark passage to the east. So this is south, that's south. I know that's weird. Where are the directions on this map? I have directions. Upper left. So just so you guys know, this is like where you guys came in from. It's gonna be here somewhere. There we go. So north, south, east, west. So south is to the right. So south leads to the staircase, and east leads to a dark passage full of unnatural whispers, mad laughter, and bestial odors. And I think we're gonna say with that,
I wanted to ask him about the desk. No.
I wanted to ask him about if there was any wine.
Oh yeah, you missed out on the wine
next
cellar. I forgot about that.
No wine, Zach. Sorry.
We
I'm sure my
haven't
nose will
found
point
a
it out.
wine cellar.
we will maybe figure out what the hell is over here
Oh boy.
next time on Curse of Strahd.